10 at 10.
Basketball fans from both sides of the court honor the memory of two teens who died in a car crash last summer. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Zach and Connor Qualvog attended Park Christian School. Their brothers were student athletes who loved basketball.
So it was only fitting the school held a moment of silence at tonight's first home game. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hocker was there for this very special evening.
They were teammates, classmates, and friends to us. Following that moment of silence, Pastor Dale Wolf, their pastor, will open our game in prayer together. For a moment of silence now.
When you lose two boys like Zach and Connor so tragically and suddenly, it takes a while. The grief process takes a while.
Grief is something Ray Qualvog, Zach and Connor's father, knows too well.
We did everything prior. We got married later at 30, 32 years old, whatever, later on, and just so that when we got to the old 5-0, we could just, do everything with our kids.
Their jerseys hang during the home game opener as a way to remember the huge impact they had on everyone they met.
We miss Zach and Connor today, and so it's a chance for us to, as a family, to stop and just remember them.
And beyond the moment of silence, their father wants people to remember his boys as great student athletes who put 100% of their effort into everything they did and took tremendous pride in their school.
They were the athletes of the school, and they represented the school as tremendous people outside of the school. It was all Park Christian all the time.
Cornelius Hocker, Valley News Live.
Also at the game tonight was Mark Schwant, who survived last summer's car crash. He's now a team captain for the Park Christian basketball team. In another nice gesture, Zach and Connor's names were listed in tonight's program.
Two Moorhead Junior League hockey players accused of making a sex tape at a Moorhead hotel with a 15-year-old girl are behind bars tonight. Today, Thomas Carey and Brandon Smith took a plea deal, sending them to jail for 45 days with 10 years probation. The deal also means they won't have to register as sex offenders. Both men pleaded guilty to 3 counts of child pornography, the first carrying a maximum of 10 years in prison, the second 5, and third 7 years. Smith and Carey had to pay $2,000, and they're not allowed to speak with the victim and must undergo a sex offender evaluation.
North Dakota Attorney General Wayne Stenjum is running for governor. The Republican says he'll run on transparency as he's done for the past 39 years in public office. We questioned him regarding his availability as Attorney General. Often when we reach out, we're told he's unavailable to answer our questions.
I always try to be accessible to the media. I'm rather known for that being the case. But sometimes media calls and they want comment upon ongoing investigations. And the answer is we don't comment on ongoing investigations for very obvious reasons. And so until, sometimes that's the answer you're going to get, and you don't need to talk to me to hear that.
We talked to Stenjum for 5 minutes. If you'd like to see the entire interview with the governor candidate, click on this story on valleynewslive.com.
Turkey and Russia exchanged aggressive language today after the downing of a Russian fighter jet over one of the world's most volatile areas. This raising fears in the international community that the Syrian conflict could spiral into something wider. Turkish officials say they hit the plane after it repeatedly violated Turkey's airspace and ignored 10 warnings. Video of the incident here shows the jet just after a Turkish fighter struck it with an air-to-air missile over the Turkish-Syrian border. The jet crashed into a fireball just inside of Syria, and 2 crew members were seen parachuting to the ground. Russia's military says that Syrian rebels shot down a Russian helicopter as well as it searched for the pilots, killing at least 1 crew member.
The people in the Perham-Dent School District voted tonight on a second school bond referendum after the first was rejected back in May. Here are tonight's results. Now, there were 2 questions. The first passed, 2,169 votes to 2,080. Now, this approves a more than $45 million project for a new high school with renovations and upgrades. The second question on the ballot, however, failed. 1,966 votes to 2,265. This was for a $6.2 million project for a new performing arts auditorium addition to the proposed new high school.
It's Tuesday and time for another restaurant report card. Tonight, some previous Clean Plate Award winners are making this week's offender list.
Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood uncovers one of the biggest mistakes these restaurants are making to receive a critical violation.
We gave Blarney Stone in West Fargo a Clean Plate Award back in September for having a spotless report. But this week, the health department handed them a critical violation for handling food with bare hands. The manager tells us a mistake like that can happen in any restaurant. He says the staff now wears gloves and the restaurant will work hard to earn another Clean Plate Award. But the folks at Blarney Stone aren't alone. Great Harvest Bread Company off University hasn't had a critical violation for 26 years. That is, until now. They just got one for also handling food without gloves. The restaurant's owner says she fixed the problem in minutes and apologizes to her customers. And we were waiting to talk with the manager of Panda Express in South Fargo when the health inspector was doing her follow-up. They ended up with a critical violation. The problem at hand, their sanitizing solution used for cleaning wasn't strong enough. The manager says the staff is being retrained and will be using a thorough checklist before they shut down for the night. In Fargo, Christine Stanwood, Valley News Live.
This week's Clean Plate Award goes to Divine in downtown Fargo. The manager was thrilled to hear that they are being recognized for their spotless report. He says Divine has now been renamed to Rosie's. The restaurant is still open, but its official reopening, that's going to happen sometime in February. Be sure to catch this report and others on valleynewslive.com.
Concordia College hosted its 7th annual 100-mile Thanksgiving Farmers Market tonight at their Knutson Campus Center. Now, every year, more and more people celebrate their Thanksgiving by making their meal using only locally produced food that's good for you and the environment. The market's an opportunity for you to fill your Thanksgiving table with products that are freshly harvested and locally sourced and sustainable.
We've got dozens of vendors here selling all kinds of products, from fresh vegetables, baked products, gift items, all kinds of things.
The 100-mile market is co-hosted with Prairie Roots Food Co-op. Now, they have a market online, and for that, head to valleynewslive.com and click on the hot button.
You never know what kind of weather you're going to get, but it was all right tonight for this year's Xcel Energy Holiday Lights Parade in downtown Fargo. And where there's good weather in November and a happening like this, you're going to get a good crowd. The streets were alive with a variety of floats and different color of lights. The parade is meant to jumpstart everyone into the holiday spirit. I know the crew members from Valley News Live who took part in tonight's parade came back saying they had a great time. Remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime in your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day.